Nick Rossborough przed galą KSW 26. Nick, it's the first time we can actually talk. Is it a bit exotic for you to be in this place, listen to the people you have no idea what they're talking about?
It is exotic, quite a bit. I actually enjoyed it. It's a new experience for me, you know, and I get to sit back and I guess people watch. I guess you should say the language is very different, you know, but I just get to sit back and listen all the time, you know. So yes, very exotic for me.
Can you explain when did you find out about first fight and then after the replacement fight?
So a week ago I found out about me actually fighting Karol, and then the day I was supposed to leave to fly out here, I got the phone call early in the morning that the fight was canceled because Karol was hurt. And then about 3 hours later, or the day before I left, the day before I flew out, then I got a call about 3 hours after and said that the fight was back on. Marcin, I think, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but Martin, one of his opponents, or his opponent got hurt, and we were the two heavyweights on the match, or on the card, and they put us together to match up, so. It was a hectic up and down battle.
Ah, you mean what's the name of your opponent? Marcin. It's
Marcin.
Okay.
Marcin, yeah.
Yeah. Is it interesting for you to get a late notice fight because of the I forgot the word, because of your contract? You can negotiate maybe you know, money thing, for example.
Is it a late notice or is it?
I mean, no. It is a late notice because you were called to fight Karol first, right?
Yes.
A few days before the event, and what's even more, you have the replacement now, so it's another thing how we can, you know, talk about the contract.
The contract that I got with KSW is actually really good. Beneficial for me, and I think beneficial for KSW as well. I think it's going to be a good relationship. I got a good manager, and he knows what he's doing, so I just put trust in that and believe that what we have, the deal itself, is actually amazing, you know. So, you know, I hear KSW is a big organization out here, so I look forward to actually performing and going out there and putting on a show for the fans here in Poland, and then also continuing to do that. You know, this might be my home, you know, in the sense of where I continue my career with fighting, you know. So I'm excited about the contract itself.
Did you ever heard about KSW before?
I've never heard of KSW before prior to this. Tim Sylvia, a really good friend of mine, is the one that called me and asked me, you know, hey, will you help me out, get me ready for this fight? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I've trained him and helped him with a fight previous before this in 1FC, and you know, we went to the Philippines together, so I was willing to come help him and take care of whatever I had to with that. And then I guess it's just an opportunity given to me at the right time, at the right moment. So
we had a small chat together before you flew to Poland. I asked you about Karolem Bedorfem first, and you said you have no idea about the guy. Of course, KSW gave the official explanation that you know a lot because you train with Tim Sylvia. I understand why they told this, but what do you know about Marcinem Różalskim?
I know nothing of the gentleman himself, and honestly, I didn't know anything about Karol. And if I'm not fighting the guy in the sense of, you know, I'm there to just help Tim to get ready for the fight, you know. His management team, the same as mine, is the ones that are there supposed to help him get ready for Karol. So I honestly didn't know too much about the gentleman, and Marcin himself, I didn't know anything until just the day that I got the phone call about who my opponent was. You know, my training and stuff, looked up a couple videos to find out who he is and what he does, and I find out he's a really good kickboxer, you know. So not too long in the MMA scene, but a lot of kickboxing matches, been doing for 20 years, and you know, that's pretty much all I know about him.
Seems like it fits your style because you're the guy who likes to finish the fights and you like to submit your opponents.
You know, honestly, most of my submissions have come from people not wanting to stand up with me, so they take me to the ground and unaware of my submission game. You know, Jeremy Horn is my, you know, I'm one of his proteges, so I've learned his game, the Horn Jitsu stuff, and so a lot of people just, I outreach him, I out hit him and all that other stuff, and they end up taking me to the ground. So this looks like it might be a stand-up war, because I hear Martin is a striker himself, so I would love to strike all day, but most people try to take me down.
Seems like a lot of guys in US has their own jitsu, like tag jitsu, like
Yes.
like horn jitsu. So is it just, you know, for just to hype up things, or is it is it about their own styles?
I do think Horn has his own style. A lot of people take jiu-jitsu itself and change it and tweak it to what their best abilities are, you know, and so that's why we call it Horn Jitsu, because of who he is and the legend he's made for himself, you know. So he's tweaked it. We learn different things, and that's why we call it the Horn Jitsu.
Looking at your record and Marcin's style and his record also, I was checking the bookie. I don't know what is the word when you.
Like that?
Yeah, I was the bets and you're equal. I was surprised a bit.
Maybe they know who he is a lot better than they know who I am. You know, my professional record's 24-17, and you know I'm a veteran in the sport just like himself. Although I'm a veteran in mixed martial arts and this type of world rather than him just kickboxing, you know. So I'm not surprised that they were not even on the scorecards. You know, people don't know who I am just yet. So.
And Marcin is a guy who has a huge experience in kickboxing, as you know, and now he's a little bit of MMA. But he told he's tired and he will retire after this fight. So are you a bit disappointed that you were supposed to fight with the champion, not for the belt of course, but still, and then you have the guy who will probably retire after the fight?
I'm not disappointed in no means. Like I spoke to you before, I'm a fighter. This is what I'm meant to do. I'm bred to do this, you know. It's my job to go out there and fight, and whoever they give me, that's who I take and who I say yes to, you know. So I guess Marcin has had a long career, and he's ready to move past that and maybe be with his family or do whatever he has to do after the fighting career. And I understand that, you know. I hope the best of luck for him after the fight. So hopefully maybe I can be a part of his retirement and just help him on his way and understand that maybe he's done now for the rest of his life. So.
Yeah, maybe not the best question before the fight, but you had a fight with Court McGee, and I ask you because it's almost impossible to find everything in internet. You fought with Court McGee and you lost this fight, but I think he was 2 weight categories lighter. Yeah,
I used to fight when I first started my fighting career. I started at 185 pounds. I moved up and went to 205. And then now I'm at, I think a natural weight for myself would be a heavyweight. My body fits this. When I fought Court McGee, I didn't have a trainer, like a strength and conditioning coach. I never lifted weights. So when I started lifting weights, my body just started to grow into the actual size it was supposed to be. So I fought Court McGee at 185. Another UFC veteran, Chris Camozzi, I fought at 185 and beat him. You know, so I fought at a lower weight, and then. My last fight at 185 pounds, I got knocked out and knew that wasn't the weight class I was supposed to be at.
Mm-hmm. Any prediction?
The prediction for the fight is me with my hand raised at some sort of way, either a submission or a knockout, I think.
Very political answer.
Yeah, right.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.